fine ice cream festival, and I gotta give Barry Schlecker credit for bringing back this wonderful tradition. We've lost enough traditions in this town. You know, it's nice to see something come back and pick up steam the way it has. Before I go on, I want to recognize some of the dignitaries in attendance. We have one of my favorite people in county government, Cyril Poverty, Register of Wills. And we've got Councilman John Cartier, whose district encompasses this district, had a conflict, but his aide, Scott Collins, is here. We have Deputy Sheriff Steve Snyder, representing Sheriff Trina Navarro. We've got Community Services General Manager Sophia Hansen, and I got to say, Sophia, Jay Roteni, Carrie Gordon, I mean, they're on it. You know, they make events like this happen. Thank you, ladies. Yay! Now they come up with the ideas. But the boys who do the heavy lifting, Department of Special Services, and I just got to say thank you to Bill Suter and all his guys, including Frank Mederisi, Paul Johnson, and the gentlemen who were here to set this all up for us. Thank you very much, guys. The person I'm going to introduce, most importantly, is my boss, Newcastle County Executive Thomas P. Gordon, and it's fascinating to watch the man work. We all knew about his fame as the Newcastle County Police Chief, and he carried that expertise over to his first 2 terms and now his historic 3rd term. And you know, whether it's Parks and Recreation, sewers, and most importantly, finance, he's on top of it. And I apologize. Did I introduce Deputy CAO Sam Guy? Yes. Okay. Sorry. He's working to introduce as well. You know, his leadership of county government, it's in a word, it's visionary. And I have to say, I really believe that parks are probably his favorite. Like when he sees the events go on here, whether it's the Ice Cream Festival, Sleep Under the Stars, and other events, and you know, the way his face beams is just something to behold. And I think that this is where he really enjoys seeing county government at work. You know, he's always believed that this is how you see your tax dollars at work. And this is a great event, as I said before. So without further ado, I want to bring up County Executive Thomas P. Gordon.
Certainly did an outstanding job. He's grown into this job and does a phenomenal job. I'd like to thank Larry Nagas for his work. But, you know, parks are important. And parks are important because I've been around long enough to know Delaware is not going well right now, but I don't want to believe that the best days are ahead of us. When you start talking to a corporation, they want to know, first thing, how much money you can give them to move here. But the second thing they want to know about is the amenities for their families, libraries and parks, and that's very important for and stuff like that. So we've got them all running, we're all 8 cylinders, and this ice cream festival is something that people look forward to in the 90s, and our relationship with Barry Schlecker has been outstanding, and this year he tells me maybe 20,000 people?
A day.
A day. And he'll deliver on that.
That good weather, you promised.
We got the promise of good weather. He's been a great working partnership with the county. And everybody looks forward to it. Last year was phenomenal. And we had a great time. It was 1 year it was too hot. But last year we had good weather.
Great.
And we're going to have good weather this year. If there's any religious people in the audience, not quite that bad, but you might want to say a few prayers that we can have good weather. But I just want to thank everybody involved that Tony already mentioned from all the departments that really have to pitch in, Paul Johnson and the group, that work very hard to make this happen. And it makes a lot of people comfortable, and that a lot of people can't afford to go on vacation, can't afford to get down and with them, but they can afford to come over here for a day and create Kodak memories. And that's what our park's all about. So I'm going to turn it over to her. Good afternoon.
Tony gives me credit for doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Tony made sure that all the pieces came together very well today. I'm pleased to see that. I am the communications manager for Barry's Events. You actually know Barry's Events is the producer of this year's Ice Cream Festival. I've known Barry for a good number of years, and I can attest that if you don't know Barry, he is truly a unique individual. So he's been a businessman. He's an owner of several personnel recruiting and management companies. He's an art collector. He's an expert in networking years before the word became a cliche. And now in his latest entrepreneurial incarnation, he's the proprietor of Barry's Events and the producer of some of the region's best-known festivals, including Wilmington Film Festival and the Brandywine Festival of the Arts. In 2012, after a hiatus of several years, Barry revived the Ice Cream Festival and its rich history. After 2012's oppressive heat, 2013's torrential rain, 2014 turned out just right and was topped with national coverage by the Food Network. We've got even more this year, and here's Barry to tell you all about it.
Thank you. Thanks for all coming in this weather, but I don't mind the weather today. We're talking the last weekend in June. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. For the first time in a long time, they're actually giving me notes. I actually usually wing it. But again, a special thank you to Tom Gordon and his entire staff. I have to tell you, the first time I saw Tom, he said to me, I just want you to make this a great thing. And then the following year he said, how can we make it better? And then he said the next year, how can we make it better? So he's always behind me to make sure we do make it better. And if it wasn't for him and his entire staff, it wouldn't happen. So a thanks to all of you. You all know who you are, who put up with my annoying phone calls and silly questions. But you're always there for me, and that's a great place. So I introduced somebody and said, you're my landlord, but more than that, but that plus all the other things that go above and beyond. So it really means a lot to all of us. I have special thanks to our events manager, Susan Forbes. Susan's here because I make the promises, she keeps them. That's the way it should work. And so if there's something nice to say it to me. If you want to complain, Susan Forbes. And then you've already met Larry and Jen Phillips, who's around taking pictures, and everybody else. And a special thanks to Ginger Weiss, who just makes sure that I'm here. And I dress semi-precious. Precious. So, let's talk about some thank yous. I need to thank the UB Dairy, who comes up from Newark, brings that truck, not easy, but also because they won our contest last year, which was on national television, Food Network, as the best Sunday on Sunday. So they're our defending champs, and we tried to get the most obnoxious trophy we could, and I think we did pretty much do that. We're striving for something even more, because obnoxious more is better. Homegrown Cafe, another part of Barry's Events, right on. Sasha and Eric and Homegrown have been part of anything we do, and they always do it well, and this year they're doing food, and we'll also be in charge of our beer garden. And we'll make sure there's some amazing beers, and they're just part of what we do, and they're part of everything we do. Cajun Snow, I guess I was one of the first events Megan ever did. She's right there, and again, she's right out there. And it's just, again, another loyal person who, and by the way, these vendors they're more than just vendors, they're sponsors. They get on social network. They use their Facebook page. They're out there promoting us, so it's win-win. And even though they're our vendors, they're really our partners, and that makes a lot of difference. And then Just Bakery from Lenape, Pennsylvania. I didn't even know there was a Lenape, Pennsylvania, except for Lenape Park, and that's for old timers. And some of the great pastries we've had at our festival. And she brought a special helper with her today. So, for the first time ever, we also, let's talk about partners, because this just doesn't happen alone. We have WJBR Radio that's here today, And because of JBR Radio, we now have some regional and national sponsors. We've never had regional and national sponsors. So now people like Wegmans, which is not even in Delaware yet, but Wegmans is a major sponsor. They'll be sponsoring a shade tent and hopefully giving out some fruit samples. We have Jake's Wayback Burgers, another regional food vendor. I'm not even sure they're going to sell burgers, but they're sponsoring us. And of all things, Bonefish Grill, another national food restaurant that's sponsoring us on a national basis. And of course, our media sponsors. The News Journal, who's been part of Barry's events from the get-go. The first time I had an event, the Journal called us and said, what can we do to make us partners? And so from that point on, the Journal has always been there for me. Delaware Today, of course, WJBR, who really is responsible for any of the larger sponsors we have, and Comcast Spotlight. I'm sure I'm going to forget people, but so what's the festival look like? Well, we'll have at least 12, 13 ice cream vendors. It's an ice cream festival. So we have 13, including 1 or 2 from Kennett Square. We have people, 1 from Philly, Little Baby Ice Cream, which is very popular in Philadelphia. And for the first time ever, don't tell anybody I said this, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have ice cream. How's that for irony? But we have people who are bringing sugar-free and lactose-free ice cream, so I'm there. So I love the testing. So we'll have 12 dairies. We have right now 16 restaurants and food vendors, 50, maybe 60 businesses, 20, I would say, home-based businesses, about 15 or 20 nonprofits. And by the way, 90% of our vendors are Delaware-based businesses. And that's very important to us. You know, Delaware supports us, and back at you. I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, the Newcastle County Chamber of Commerce, who's our partner in selling businesses and having the chamber as part of us. So I always joke and say the chamber joined us, which is nice. So we're happy to have that. We have a children's zone managed by Nature's Jam. We have a music meadow, and for the second year in a row, Eric and Carol, I don't know if you're here, raise your hand, but they make all the good music happen, School of Rock. So thank you very much. Last year they did a great job, and this year they've already said they've done better, so fine with me. Food options, pretty much anything you can want, and so please, come on, everything from vegetarian to bad food, which is a good thing. Okay. And of course, lots of ice cream. I mentioned the dairies. Our 3 winners are all local. U Dairy, the ice cream shop on Philadelphia Pike, and Sweet Lucy's. So they all, there's 1, 2, 3, and don't ask me who 2 and 3 were. But they all entered and have re-entered what we call the best Sunday on Sunday. So come on out. Larry's arranging to have some guest judges, and that should be fun. And this year, as always, we will have off-street parking or off-site parking. So we'll be parking at Rockwood Office Park, Mount Pleasant High School, and for the old timers, the old merchandise mart, which is now called Merchant Square. So, and this year, we're even thinking about, I shouldn't even say it because it may not happen, but we're trying to do something to bring more people here. The one surprise about this festival has been people come and stay all day. I mean, the vendors said, once people get here, we're selling lunch and dinner. So at their request, and Tom said to make it as big and better as we can, we're opening at 10 on Saturday and closing at 7. So that's a 1-hour bump from last year. So we'll be here till 7, or until the mosquitoes start to bite. But there won't be any, because we spray with mosquito ranger. And then Sunday, 10 to 5. So we set up on Friday, we do it all day Saturday, we do it all day Sunday. It's Delaware's largest family picnic. At least that's what I call it, and nobody said differently. So we have 2 or 3 new things. 2 or 3 new things. First of all, don't ask how, because I was just told it's going to work. we're gonna have a zip line above the festival, setting up on the meadow right behind the man. And it's like, you better check your insurance. Starting at the mansion, and going down the length of the park, all the way down to the children's zone, above, zipping it over. So Susan Forbes set this up, so it doesn't work. Susan. But she said, is it safe? And she said, the guy who does it tested it on his 3-year-old daughter. So, and she'll be fine when she gets to the hospital. No. So it's gonna work. We know it. Weather. Tom's promised good weather. It'll work. We also have this year the drone zone. The drone zone. So if you don't touch them while they're flying, it'll be perfectly safe. So we're going to have them above the festival, taking pictures, and you'll be able to see what they're seeing on that screen. And I think we're going to have a demo here today of the drone zone. So I want to thank, who do I thank?
Bring Mr. Drone up.
Mr. Zone, where is it?
We gotta introduce Dave Grimaldi.
Dave Grimaldi.
That's right.
Hey, Dave's my newspaper boy. I see him every morning. It's a little side job he has. He just came in. Well, he's probably got several things to do. Yeah. So thanks, Dave, for allowing me to be here. So drone people, where are you? Mr. Weber?
Forward.
So you want to drone this baby? What are you doing? Can it work in here? I mean, Tom can arrange that the roof will move. It's a movable. All right. So, Dan Herbert from Skyview.
That's working, we're good.
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Many of you have already heard the recent story of Enrique Iglesias chopping his fingers off at a concert. This is the same model that did that.
Well, that's good.
That's
Good to know.
And I planned on flying this outside, as you can tell by how I'm dressed. Really feels like November out there. And if you give me just a moment. The idea is to have this flying around the treetops on the outside of the crowds and looking down there and having it on the live feed on a larger monitor than that and recording it for future use, for future media content. We'll have a display set up with, I don't know if we're allowed to sell anything there or not yet, but we'll find that out. And this will be flying along with some other equipment out there. And if you give me a moment.
Dan represents a company called Sky Gear on Kirkwood Highway.
Oh yeah, forgive me, I created Sky Gear Solutions on Kirkwood Highway right here in Delaware. Delaware-based S corporation where we custom build these, we sell ready-to-fly models out of the box, and we upgrade and repair them for customers for both personal and commercial use. I'm going to stand back off. I can't fly very high. Video there.
Whenever you can see what the drones are going to tell us. So imagine lots of these flying over the festival. Dan told me some of these go as high as a mile.
Well, the FAA asks us to stay under 400 feet to stay out of manned aircraft traffic. And I'll be going over
They
here.
can't take a joke. You know what I mean?
This particular model costs about $2,800, but it's got everything out of the box you need for video transmission and recording, 4K HD. It's better.
How much does it weigh?
I'm sorry?
How much does it weigh?
You can go pick it up if you like. It's 6.5, 8 pounds, somewhere in that range. It'll fly for about 23 minutes.
Are you gonna have little ones, smaller ones and larger ones?
Yes, we'll actually have quite an assortment there.
So again, the whole principle of this event is to make this a family event. Many of the attractions we have are cost-free, and whatever games we have, we sort of mentor, I don't know if that's a good word, we jury the price. We want this to make it an affordable event that a family can come and stay and play and shop and listen all day. You can see our ice cream cones that we just printed up 20,000 of that'll be throughout the county. And we'll have posters hopefully at the counties. So again, if you have any other questions, I need to thank Homegrown, Jazz Bakery, U Dairy, Cajun Snow. After we run out of steam here, they'll be serving samples of their food. So I appreciate them coming all the way here. And the juggling Hoffmans. We found them just walking on the street. And I said, let's get off the street and start throwing things around. So they're here, and a little quickie, or during, or what? Tell me when.
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever I'm ready. I'm hungry, so you can go while we're
You
eating.
stand right here?
No, way. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm a devout coward.
Go ahead, look it that way.
I look this way.
Just kind of think pleasant thoughts. Ready? Let's go, honey. Go.
They never like me.
All right. Hold your breath, Barry.
I can get thinner.
Yeah. No, seriously, hold your breath. No, release your mind. All right, let's go a little faster, honey, in 2. Here, come on.
No faster.
It's all right.
No
It's all
faster.
Wait, no!
Is it done?
Now, we're going to do this. Oh, okay. Just start fast. There we go.
Okay.
There you go, Barry. Take a bow. No, don't be there. Don't be there. 3, 2,
I will
1. Give him a big round of applause. Yeah.
Again, the juggling Hoffmans, stilt walkers, trapeze artists, seriously, all throughout the festival, both days. Again, courtesy of the county, who's been very generous with their support in making sure we have world-class entertainment. So thanks again to Tom and your crew and everybody that came out in this rotten weather. So as a reward, you get that food and some ice cream. Just make sure it's always the last weekend in June, 28, 29. If you know any other businesses. 27, 28. Thank you. The billboard is wrong too. We fixed that. 27, 28 of June. If you have any other businesses, small businesses or nonprofits, we just made arrangements with SPCA. They're going to be here. I didn't realize, and I'm not a sponsor, but they're a no-kill organization, and they're trying to spread the word with their new marketing director. So we have lots of nonprofits participating. If you have any organization that thinks they want to be in front of 15 to 20,000 people a day, then we can make that happen. Just make sure you call Susan or myself, or go on rockwoodicecream.com, and most of the answers are there. But seriously, I carry my phone with me. People think I'm crazy. Everything we hand out, every advertising has my cell phone number. So we try to answer every question or any information you need. We're a phone call away. Again, thanks for coming. And I appreciate JBR came at, they let you out. Thanks for coming. Any questions? Any questions at all? All right, well then let's see. Thanks.